Welcome everybody to Cotton On Foundation Stadium here in Ipswich as Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia present to you QBL Game of the Week featuring the Ipswich Force and the Logan Thunder. Guys, I'm joined tonight by Dan George. Dan, Ipswich, Logan, it's always a great matchup. Tonight shouldn't be any different.
Absolutely should. I'm looking forward to it as well. I think the Logan girls and the Ipswich girls have both had really good starts to the season. Both have really good players and a lot of good pieces, and obviously have their eyes set on some postseason action as well. So tonight will be a really good test for both teams, especially Logan. I'm impressed with Ipswich's start, and I think it's probably Coach Can's first real test against a really good team, so it'll be good to see how they respond on the road.
Yeah, Logan comes in off of a win, and Ipswich comes into tonight off of their first loss of the season. Ipswich dropped a tough matchup to Rockhampton, while Logan defeated the USC Rip. Both teams sitting at 2-1 on the ladder, so on paper, this looks like it should be a pretty close matchup. We have two of the high scorers in the competition in Kate Gaze for the Logan Thunder and Bree Farley, the round 2 player of the week in the QBL. Do you see those two matching up at points tonight, Dan?
I'm not sure they'll match up the whole game, but I think they'll have to match up in parts. And it'll be interesting to see as well how, from Logan's point of view, they manage minutes. I would expect one game for the weekend, Kate Gaze and Cassie Smith to play really big minutes. And if you look at their box scores, they haven't played a lot together, not as much as I would have thought. Coach can obviously trust his juniors a lot, but I would expect both of those girls to carry a big load. And then for Ipswich, obviously the player of the week is going to come in with a lot of confidence, but then you've got girls like Ash Eden and the new import, who are both really good players too, so you'd expect this to be a really good matchup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good matchup. These are two of the better teams in the South, at least on paper, and so far in this early going this season. I think one place that Ipswich might have a little more firepower is in up front a little bit, but both teams really not too strong in the front court. Their strength is in the back court in both of the teams.
And that should make for really good viewing. I think anytime your back court's the strength, you should see the girls get up and down the floor. Maybe a lot of on-ball action, maybe, and I think it should be a really high-scoring, entertaining affair, which will be fun to watch.
Yeah, and I just want to give a big congratulations to Marnie George. She's suiting up for a 200th QBL game tonight. That's a really solid accomplishment in a basketball career, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is, and I think if you've done it at this level, it's not a matter of just hanging around and getting a game. You have to be really good and really committed, and to be able to do it for that long while balancing work and family and all the other stuff everyone has to balance as QBL players is fantastic, and she deserves to be celebrated for it.
Yeah, so we're just getting set for the opening tip here between the Ipswich Force and the Logan Thunder. Going to be a great one. Dan, quick prediction on tonight, or are we staying away from that again?
I'm staying away from that. Let's just enjoy the game. Ask me at halftime. Let's see how these first couple of quarters go.
All right, we'll give it to you easy. You could give us your prediction at halftime. I'm going to stay away from the prediction. I am predicting a great matchup, though, tonight. Excited to see this tip between Markel Walker and Jackie Luna Castro for the Logan Thunder. So Thunder obviously in their away whites. I really like the Logan Thunder away uniforms, the white with the script on the front.
I like it too, and I like the Ipswich home. Bit of camouflage action. It looks good.
Yeah, big shout out to their sponsors. I believe it's BLK who does the Ipswich Force jerseys, and I got to talk to the guys at Ipswich. I've had requests coming all the way from the United States for some Ipswich Force gear. Hopefully they could hook us up.
Well, you better get in quick. I've heard a rumor, and this is completely unfounded, I apologize, but I think BLK is having some financial trouble as a business, so hopefully that's not the case and these uniforms continue on because they look great.
Yeah, they do look great. They've done a great job for the Force tonight. Here comes the opening tip. It's up, and it's won by the Logan Thunder. So Logan will have the first opportunity to get on the board here tonight. Right away, we see Gaze get the screen. Top of the key. 3 is good from Kate Gaze, and it's a 3-0 lead here early.
It's always awesome to watch a team execute their stuff really well. That was a set play, obviously. First play of the game, they knew exactly what they're going to run. They wanted to get Kate Gaze a shot, and she's good enough to knock it down.
Yeah, Rachel made over to Eaton now. 2 former Brisbane Capitals players doing work here early for Ipswich. Eaton misses it, goes back inside to Walker. Her layup attempt is good. Good action there early from Eaton to Walker. Gaze feeling it. It's the long 2. Starting out hot.
That's bad signs for Ipswich if Kate Gaze is hot early. But to your point earlier, just a minute ago around Ash, Eaton, I think anytime she gets in the paint, even if you miss a layup like she did, it just opens up so much else on the rest of the floor for these other girls. And She works really, really hard on her game, and I would expect her to have a good one tonight off the back of an MVP performance last week.
A tough pass there from Markel Walker, but Ashley Eaton has been a great find, well, a great addition to the Ipswich Force here early. She also joined by Rachel Maid, who came over from Brisbane, the Capitals, and she had a huge game last week versus, as Logan hits another bucket, 7-2 the lead here early. Ipswich had the loss last week versus Rockhampton, but Rachel Maid poured in 28 points in that game. She can do that consistently. Ipswich is going to be a force in the QBL. Donnelly comes away with it, though, for Logan. They have numbers here. Great look inside to Luna Castro. Layup is good. Coach George not happy with the defense. He's looking for the timeout here early as Logan has got out running here to start the first quarter.
Well, Ipswich has broken down almost on every single possession defensively, so that's going to be the focus of their timeout. And I think offensively too, a couple of turnovers, a couple of bad passes leads to transition buckets for Logan like we just saw. And that's hard to defend. Anytime you've got a turnaround off the back of a turnover to then come back on the defense, that's hard to do. So I think if they can tidy up offense and obviously figure out what Logan are doing, they need to figure it out. Otherwise it's going to be a ugly night, 9-2 early.
It's going to be a long night, and that's the Logan Thunder's game. You let them play transition basketball, they're going to blow you out of the water, aren't they?
Well, they've got so many players who are capable of playing really well in transition, really athletic, and they're deep on the bench. I mean, Coach Can does go to his bench and his young girls that he's developed through juniors, so he obviously trusts them. I think a couple of their more senior players need to play a few more minutes maybe, but when you've got that kind of depth of talent, they can afford to play up tempo because then they've got reserves who are ready to go at the same level, whereas Ipswich might not have the same depth. So I don't think Ipswich want to get into a transition game tonight. They want to slow it down and play a bit more half court, I would think.
And I think, as you say, Coach George definitely going to have a chat to his team about slowing them down in transition. And they do seem a little bit flustered. They seem to be playing a little bit too fast-paced when they're in the offensive end of the court.
And Logan putting on some pressure up the floor, that's not going to help them from Ipswich's point of view anyway in terms of being flustered or not.
Gaze knocks the ball out of bounds, out of the hands of Ash Theaton. It's interesting, they set up for that full court press, but they basically just came right off it, didn't they?
I think it's a bit of token pressure, and you can mix that up. A bit of token pressure early. Later in the game, they might play a bit more intense and get up the floor. I think you just have to give a team like Ipswich different looks.
Good look. Top of the key jumper is good for Lauren O'Sullivan.
It's a great pass.
Yeah, great pass
from Ash, yeah.
Good dribble penetration. Like you say, Eaton, if you let her get penetration, she's going to make something good happen. Donnelly has it with 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. Hesitation dribble. Thought she traveled there. Eaton with the steal, and then Donnelly picks up the foul, reaching in.
Ugly possession, John. I'm not sure what else to say. But much better defense from Ipswich, I guess. Give them credit, but ugly possession from Logan.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication. I think Ipswich really stopped them from doing what they wanted to do. They were looking for that high-low action with Ambrose in the paint. Ipswich just shut it down completely.
Yeah.
Eaton talking to the refs, gets it over to Mate in front of the bench. Again, Ipswich getting into their offense quite late here. Now Mate open for three, top of the key, it's up. It's a bit too strong. Fighting for the rebound, tip to Gaze. See that quick pass. Donnelly's going to pull up for a jumper that's way off. Ball goes out of bounds, though, off of Ipswich. That was not a good-looking jumper there, but you don't mind it from Donnelly.
Well, I think if that's the way you play, you've got to expect a few ugly shots in transition. But if you're up the floor, you get a stop and you want to encourage that early activity, you've got to live with shots like that. And Michaela Donnelly's a really good player, so if she's shooting it, I think you're happy with that if you're the coach.
They've got 14 on the shot clock. Donnelly's going to pull up for a long two. That's off. So a couple of quick shots here for Logan. Ipswich trailing by 5, though. Let's see if they can cut into the lead any further. Little miscommunication there. Mate looking for Walker. And this is Walker's first game with the Ipswich Force. She only got in this week, so it's going to be a bit of rust between teammates. Have you ever been in that situation yourself, coming to a new team and forced into a game, 2-3 days after arriving?
I have, and I'll give a quick shout out to Ash Eden's family listening up north, because the time that I was involved in that is when I I managed an exit from Hobart horribly, and in hindsight, I wish I had done it differently, but I got to Geelong very late in the pre-season and played off with a week or two of training. That goes one of two ways. Sometimes that really helps you because you have no choice but to just go out and hoop. You don't know the system, you don't know the sets. So tonight, this lady might go out and just play ball without thinking too much. Sometimes it's good, but when you don't know what your teammates do and their tendencies, sometimes it hurts you as well. And so far, she doesn't look very comfortable.
Yeah, I think it's a bit tentative early as the teams trade baskets, but that's the kind of life of a baller. It really isn't it? You just never know what opportunities are going to open up.
And I think sometimes you just have to say we have structures, we have sets. Obviously, they're really important as Ash Eden shoots a three. But at the end of the day, it's just basketball. Just go hoop.
And quite often, that's up to the coaches, though, also allowing those players to get out there and just play and try and fit into the system, isn't it?
Oh, it definitely is. And, I mean, it doesn't stop her from going and getting 15 rebounds. You're obviously the main post player. If you've been here a week or you've been here a month, offense might be ugly, but you can be a great defender. You can rebound the ball really, really well, and you can still contribute.
Yeah, Coach Can just picked up a technical foul here early. He was complaining about a no call on what he saw as a travel. So quick tee here for Coach Can. Maybe he's trying to get the troops fired up. I don't know why he picked that one up because his team is up 5, and we're about 4 minutes into the game.
Well, a couple of jump shots maybe you'll advised on the last possession from Michaela Donnelly, but otherwise Logan have looked great. I'm not sure they need a tee to get fired up. I'm not sure that was the best use of a technical, but he needs to be careful now. And he's out.
Still chatting with the referees here too, and you like the referees having the conversation with them. You know, they gave him the tee early. Let him talk. Let's get it all off our chest, everybody, and let's move on. Farley misses the free throw attempt, so.
Well, Coach Can now has no choice but to sit down and just focus on coaching his team. He knows he can't say much else, so hopefully that's what he does do, because that's always, as a player, what you'd rather. Just the coach. Don't talk too much. Not to the officials anyway.
Nice rebound and pass there from Walker over to Farley. So Farley's on the board. It's a 3-point lead here for Logan. Pass out of bounds. So, again, as you say, when you try and play up-tempo, it could lead to potential turnovers. That one, definitely a turnover there, trying to push the pace. And Coach Can going to take the timeout after the technical to try and settle his troops, maybe settle himself down a little bit too.
I agree, and I think they need to refocus. They started out so well. The first play of the game, they executed really, really nice. Got the shot for exactly who they wanted in the right spot, but since the first couple of possessions, it hasn't quite looked as good, and part of that's Ipswich's credit. They've played much better, but I think if I'm Logan at the moment, I'm saying just settle down, everybody. Let's make sure we run through our sets. We want these 2 or 3 girls to be the focus. Let's get them shots and go to another end and deep end and rebound.
Yeah, I think Logan also doing a decent job on the defensive end, but they're giving up a few too many offensive rebounds. Trying to pull up the stats for you here. Not sure why.
Well, I think just, Johnny, that's where Markel Walker, you said she hasn't been here for very long, but on the last possession, go get an O-board. She got an O-board and an assist. I mean, that's where she's going to make her difference, I think. You don't need to know the offenses to hit the glass. I've got to give you credit too, John. You are running. For anyone who can't see, you're running the live stats, you're running the shot clock, scoreboard, and you're also the play-by-play.
We
do
do
a big job.
We do what we need to do to get the job done, Thunder, don't we? I got to thank you though for coming down. You know, everyone works full time. You come down, you give your time here to the QBL. To myself, got to thank Chris Sieber on the camera also coming down after a full day's work. So, you know, we do the best that we can with what we have. Checking into the game and nailing the three-pointer, Georgia Williams ties the game at 11. Nice way to enter the game, isn't it?
Well, it sure is. And let's see what Logan come up with here. It's the same pick-the-picker set for another Kate Gay shot.
Top of the key three is short. Good offensive rebound there by Logan. Leads to a Cassie Smith three that's short as well. Farley saves it from going out of bounds. Ula Matuga has checked in for Logan. She's just been named to the Australian under-18 3-on-3 team, so congratulations to Ula Matuga.
We've spoken about her a couple of times when we've done her games, and just an awesome, promising young talent, and I think it's in China, that tournament, John, I think. So yeah. How about her excitement? Going to go wear the green and gold, play for Australia in China at a tournament. Doesn't get much better than that for a young player.
Oh, congratulations. She's a great player. I love watching her play as Williams fires another one. That's good as well. How about Georgia Williams coming and firing away at will? Got my scores messed up here. Let me fix it up here.
I think Logan is starting to really settle for the long jump shot. They need to, having been struggling to score, as I see a long two go up, why not? But I think Logan need to slow this down and try and get to the hoop. A lot of jump shots. I'll try and put some pressure on the defense and get in the paint, get yourself to the foul line.
Matuga is going to fire the three that's off on the side of the rim. So Logan loves to fire away. They're going to take an opportunity if you give it to him. Everyone on the floor has the green light because they all can shoot the ball. Pass at the feet of Walker. They're going to call a kick ball on Cassie Smith. So Ipswich will maintain possession. Both teams going to the bench. Mila Goodchild going to check in. She's also an Australian representative for the Logan Thunder. And then I didn't see who checked in there for Ipswich. That was Amy Durbridge. Three-pointer by Bree Farley is good.
It's funny you talk about all these young Australian reps, and we saw them in the first week of the season. Some of these girls are fantastic players, but there is a difference between being a really great junior player and stepping up to playing against 25, 26-year-old women in the QBL. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. I guess my point was Logan have to decide if we're a young developing team or if we're here to compete now. And I think if they're wanting to compete, they need to rely on the Cassie Smiths, the Kate Gazers, the Sarah Ambroses a little bit more. And that position there, recognise we haven't scored in a while. Ipswich is on a run. Get your feet in the paint, get yourself to the foul line. I think that's what Logan needs to do more of to try and keep the scoreboard ticking over when that jump shot's not falling.
Hey, we saw Logan earlier this season, and we saw Mila Goodchild come in and just make it rain from three. So you don't think she could be a contributor on a quality QBL team?
No, I'm not saying that at all. I think she's a great player. I remember watching her against Toowoomba. She looked like she had been a 300-game veteran herself. She looked awesome and got a great career ahead of her. I just am saying that whilst you also want to play these young girls who have earned their minutes, absolutely, you want to make sure that you lean on the veterans as well. And I'm happy that Cassie and Kate Gaze are both still out there because so far this year they haven't played as much together as they might have otherwise.
O'Sullivan driving baseline, blocked from behind by one of those young studs for Logan Matuga. I hear you though. If you're going to win a title, you're going to get contributions from your young guys, but you need the veterans to really carry you there.
Well, the young girls are going to play an important role for this club for a decade still to come. If they stay, they might go off and play college ball or play in the WNBA. Who knows? They're obviously very talented. But at the same time, you want to make sure that you structure your offenses and you get Kate Gaze 20 shots. You get Cassie Smith a lot of touches. That's all I'm saying. You just got to recognise where your main buckets are coming from now.
And I think Coach Ken does a pretty good job at managing that. You see he's going to go and reinsert Sarah Ambrose. Not happy with something he saw on the floor there. It's going to be with Ula Matuga. So Matuga missed an easy layup, and then she picked up the foul. Coach Ken going to give her a seat on the bench. He's not taking it easy on the youngsters, is he?
No, he's not. It's a shame because she's playing well, got a great block on the last possession defensively, but I guess if you miss wide open layups and then foul, can't expect to stay out there for too long.
Williams has it now, driving the paint. She's fouled on her way to the paint. She's come out aggressive. You like to see that in a bench player coming off the bench, looking to make things happen, don't you?
Absolutely.
Foul is called on Goodchild. That's her first personal. Got to reset my clock here. I don't know what I've done, but I've set it to start all fresh. There's 2 minutes to go. Eaton shot blocked by Luna Castro. Mila Goodchild comes up with it. Must have hit the reset button on accident. So apologies, guys. There's under 2 to go. Luna Castro's jump shot is off. Smith tried to chase it down. It's knocked out of bounds. Let me see if I could reset this. So we got 1:47 to go. (16-15). Rachel May going to check back in here for the Ipswich Force. Things have gotten a little sloppy here after a fast start. Both teams struggling on the offensive end. Knocked out of bounds again, so tough defense here from Ipswich.
The air's kind of come out of the game a little bit, hasn't it, John? When it started, both teams up and about, scoring really well. 16-15, still not a bad quarter either for either team scoring-wise, but the last couple of minutes have just been a little bit of a slog for anyone to get in the offense.
Great steal there by Rachel May. She goes to the layup attempt, missed though. Got to get those easy buckets. Both teams missing layups. Ambrose, great ball movement, leads to a Luna Castro jumper that's out, but Ambrose comes up with it. Now Donnelly over to Ambrose. Free throw line jumper is strong. Williams comes down with it, then she's fouled on the reach in. See who they give that one to. They're going to give that one to Jackie Luna Castro.
Number 22, Jackie Luna Castro.
That's Logan's 4th team foul with about 1:18 to go in the first quarter. Farley looking for Walker. Good pick and roll offense there. Ipswich now up 3.
Ipswich's offense just looks a lot crisper, doesn't it? They're slow to get into it. They usually run their sets with 11, 12 seconds left, but they just look a lot more efficient, whereas Logan are just working really hard for every shot, and there's a lot of long jump shots being thrown up late in the shot clock.
Goodchild going to step back into a 3. That's too strong. Ambrose pressuring Farley. Goes out of bounds off of Ipswich. Good job on the offensive glass there by Ambrose.
We can see why she gets minutes. It's the last couple of possessions, a couple of offensive rebounds, and if you can give your team second chances like that, obviously it goes a long way to helping you get W's.
Goodchild struggling to get it in. Finally does. Gay is wide open for 3. You know she doesn't hesitate. That's a long rebound. Goodchild tracks it down. Offensive rebounds keeping Logan in it here early. Late in the first quarter. Gaze now comes off the Ambrose screen, pulls up, it rolls in, and she's fouled. Good bucket there from Kate Gaze off a nice screen from Sarah Ambrose.
I think Logan looked great when they go, and it's Kate Gaze both times when they go into the post like that. I mean, we used to say all the time at college, just going back a while now, but I said it during the last Logan game we called as well. You've got to get the ball in the paint if you're going to win games. And that doesn't mean old traditional post-ups, but if you can pass penetrate, dribble penetrate, or offensive rebound, whoever does those 3 things the best usually wins. And so far we see Logan on the offensive glass. And if they can keep getting their feet in the paint like that, I think they're going to come out on top.
Well, Gaze hit the free throw. Out of that 18 all. There we go. It's 18 all. Game clock at 10 seconds.
I'm not
Farley
sure.
Fouled.
She's
15 foul for Logan, so that's going to send Farley to the free throw line for 2 shots.
That's unlucky for Logan.
Really good defense.
Great defense.
They were looking for the travel, too. It looked like Farley might have shuffled her feet a bit. Instead, she goes to the line for 2 shots, where she hits the first one.
Still, Logan had plenty of time. 8 seconds. That's enough time to get a layup on the rim.
And you see Gaze already in the offensive end. Ipswich better get somebody back there with her. Second one good as well. Long pass ahead. Goodchild baseline jumper is up. Too strong. Long rebound. O'Sullivan comes down with it for Ipswich. Dangerous pass there, but that's the end of the quarter. And Ipswich going to go into the break up 20-18. Dan, quick thoughts on the first quarter action.
Quality basketball like we expected it to be, and there was a couple of minutes that were a bit flat in the middle of the quarter, but otherwise both teams showed why they're 2-1 and really competitive to start the year. So good start to a good game, hopefully.
Yeah, we're going to take a break. We'll come back with second quarter action here on QBL Basketball, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you here at Cotton On Foundation Stadium in Ipswich. It's quarter time break, and Ipswich up by 2, 20-18 over the Logan Thunder. Dan, first quarter action started off pretty hot. Things got sloppy a bit, but Ipswich, this game seems to be being played at their pace. They're doing a good job slowing it down, really running the half court and cutting out that Logan transition offense.
I think you nailed it, John. They're playing Ipswich's style at the moment. And I think whichever team dictates the tempo probably has a really good chance to come away with a win tonight. But I think so far Ipswich have controlled the pace, which is somewhat of a surprise. You would have thought that Logan might be slightly more experienced, but Ash Eden in the point guard role for Ipswich did a really good job of getting them into sets. And with her on the bench, they've continued that, so credit to them.
Logan comes out with a bit of pressure here to start the second quarter. Williams has it on the baseline now. O'Sullivan going to pull up for the jumper that's short. Walker, though, with a great offensive rebound. Double pump layup is good, and the foul from Markel Walker. She's going to go to the line for a three-point play opportunity. And again, Ipswich really controlling the pace here. Just playing that half-court offense, frustrating Logan so far.
Well, we spoke a bit earlier about how good Logan looked in transition. And when Ipswich play this style of basketball, it takes away a lot of that transition opportunity for Logan. And if it's a half-court grind out, you got to take Ipswich, don't you?
You do.
And I think Markel Walker, like we said, hasn't been here long, but doesn't matter how little you've played. If you can crash the glass like that, it's going to help her team get W's, that's for sure. And it looks good tonight so far. Up 5 if this free throw goes down.
You jinxed it, Dan. Walker missed it, but Logan trails by 4 here. This is their first offensive possession of the second quarter. Let's see what they can come up with. Good turnaround jumper there by Ambrose. Gets it to roll home. So I like what they're doing, getting the ball to Ambrose at that free throw line, giving her options, what she wants to do.
Yeah, she's really effective from the high post, isn't she? Good passer, good scoring threat. They just need to figure out a way to rebound down this other end.
Kate Head with the ball for the Force. Farley is going to pull up for 3. That's strong. Long rebound. Donnelly gets it. Good defense there by Head. Ball passed out of bounds. That's a tough turnover there from Donnelly. She committed to going baseline, but Head did a great job cutting her off at the pass.
I think those are the kind of turnovers that kill you as a coach. Unforced, 2-point ball game. Got to try and limit those.
Bit of trap there from Logan. Williams will pull up at the free throw line and nails that one. Georgia Williams really doing a great job for Ipswich off the bench.
Playing great.
Donnelly thought about a deep one, then goes to the short corner. Better ball movement here leads to a Gaze 3. The ultimate equalizer, Kate Gaze from 3. Farley gets her feet in the paint. It's tipped away by Ambrose. 8 seconds on the shot clock. O'Sullivan going to her left hand. Layup attempt missed, and Luna Castro comes down with it. That wasn't as slick there for Ipswich. Seemed a little forced.
No pun intended, Johnny.
Definitely not. I'm not that quick. Good pass inside. Luna Castro catch and shoot is strong. And Logan, though, getting that
better looks. Yeah.
It's a good look, but I like to see get it through a few more hands, maybe. Move the defense. Logan, Ipswich just kind of sitting in place. Logan not forcing them to move, really.
I agree with you.
Then another touch foul called there on the Logan Thunder.
Well, we've spoken, John, about how Logan are in shape. They've got a deep bench. A lot of their young players are state and national representatives, so you know that they're going to be full of energy. I think there's a fine line between wanting to play up-tempo and speed and play transition basketball, and then also saying if we don't have that early, slow it down and make Ipswich guard us for 18 seconds every possession and really grind it out, make them move and work really hard, because I think that'll pay off third quarter, fourth quarter. If Logan can do that, they'll be the fresher team. So you're right, at the moment, they're not really doing that. Ipswich are not having to play that hard on the defensive end.
Yeah, and we see Ipswich, their import, Markel Walker, had to get a breather. It looks like she might be cramping up a little bit. Maybe it's a foot that's bothering her, and I got to apologize. Amy Durbridge checked in for Ipswich.
Well, I think anytime you see a player take their shoe off I don't know if that's a sprained ankle or a tweaked ankle that she wants to get retaped. It's unusual to take your shoe off for a cramp unless it's a cramp in a Shaquille O'Neal big toe foot injury or something. But shoe's going back on, so hopefully she's okay.
Gaze again open for three. That one looked good, bit too strong though. Cassie Smith with the board. Good pass from Gaze to Smith, who's fouled. What a look there from Kate Gaze. It looked like she was going to go up with a little teardrop, but then went inside.
Williams. Entering the game for Logan. Number 12, Jaden Fuaba. To the line for Logan for 2 points.
Jaden Fuyava checks in for the first time tonight for Logan. See Jason Ralph walking through the crowd. He's going to suit up for the Force tonight, his first game back after his stint in college.
That's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a great game, the men's game.
Sure will.
Smith goes 1 of 2, so we're tied at 24. Marnie George checks in, her 200th QBL game for the Force. Great accomplishment, as we mentioned in the pregame.
I feel like I should know who Marnie George and Brad George are. I'm sure we're related at some level. So if she hits a few shots here, I'll definitely be claiming some type of relationship.
Farley comes off the screen. That's strong. Fuyava comes down with it for Logan. They're off and running. Here's Ambrose. Gaze, no hesitation on that one. Too strong, though, and Eaton comes down with it. Baseline jumper is good for O'Sullivan. 26-24 the lead here for Ipswich. Got to give a shout out to the DJ here in Ipswich playing some fresh tunes tonight. See you bumping your head, Dan. You know this one?
I think Bruno Mars is always a good choice. Always.
Didn't even know it was Bruno, but it was funky. Eaton going one-on-one with Fuyava, flips it up with the left hand, too strong. Great offensive rebound and put back there by Durbridge. 28-24 the lead here for Ipswich now. About 6 to go in the first half. Again, Ipswich is controlling the tempo here, really forcing Logan into a half-court game. Matuga hands off for Smith. Reverse layup is good. That's better offense there, cutting off the post entry.
Well, it's much better action. Hopefully we see that consistently out of Logan. And Ipswich continue to run their stuff. They're slow and methodical, but every possession's late shot clock. Logan having to play a lot of defense.
And here's Farley at the free throw line, kicks it out, open three for George. It's up.
Yes.
It's good.
Do it for the family.
Dan's new cousin, who he just claimed, hits the three in her 200th game. Well done to Marnie George. Fuyava spins to the left, looking inside. It's tipped around. Matuga comes up with it. She's fouled by Dan's cousin, Marnie George.
Fouls on Ipswich, number 6.
You were sticking with that, Dan, cousin? We can just ride it out for the next three.
Let's just see. Yeah, let's see how the game goes. But I'm happy with that.
I mean, you have some ties to Ipswich, don't you?
Hey, I was thinking driving down here. I went to school in Ipswich Grammar. Class of 99, that's a while ago. Came back a couple of years ago to watch the Ipswich First play basketball. They've got a couple of great players, Bill Williams Jr. and a couple of others who are off over at college. So yeah, Ipswich is a very proud city when it comes to their sports, definitely. And I think that's why they're so excited about the Force this year. It's been a little while since they've had anything other than a rugby league team to cheer for. And from what their men's team has showed so far, which we will talk about, they've got a lot of promising signs. So
yeah,
a good year ahead in Ipswich, definitely.
Force men currently in first spot on the QBL. Well, they're in fourth spot technically, but they're one of 4 teams that are still undefeated heading into round 4 of the QBL action.
We'll tune into the pregame because we will break it down. But back to the women, this is a quality match as well.
Yeah, 31-28 the lead here for Ipswich. Long jumper, no good. Walker checks back in, grabs the offensive rebound, can't put it back though. Good cross-guard pass and then entry to Matuga, going right at the defense. She flips it up, a bit wild. Farley comes down with it. It was a good look by Matuga. She rushed the shot, though.
And I'm okay with that. I think Logan getting their feet in the paint, getting some post touches is a great sign. So you can't be too upset the fact they didn't go down. But these girls are playing hard in the post. Marco Walker, I don't know what she's done to herself. She's been sniped. She's gone down pretty hard, but hopefully she's okay.
A lot of contact there. She initiated a bit of it on that offensive rebound putback attempt.
I think it was her foul, John. She initiated all of it, according to the officials. But that's what makes injuries hurt a bit more, I think. If you go down and then you hear the foul on you, geez, those injuries hurt. But hopefully she gets up soon, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, well, she was injured a little bit before, so let's hope that she's okay there. With the injury, we'll take a little bit of a timeout. We'll come back when the game starts. It's 31-28 with 4:15 to go in the first half here on QBL Basketball, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. All right, back with you here at Cotton On Foundation Stadium. Markel Walker seemed to have hurt her foot earlier in the game, then went out, had a bit of treatment, came back, and it looks like she may have hurt her foot again. So let's hope that Walker is okay.
Well, it's definitely the same foot, John, that she got treatment on before that she's getting treated right now. And they've got medical staff over there, so hopefully she can shake it off, because if she can't, that takes away a lot of Ipswich's strength. She's been really active on the glass, which I think has really hurt Logan, so hopefully for their sake she can get back into this ball game.
Logan with an opportunity to cut the lead to 1 or tie it on a 3. Cassie Smith going to fire for 3. That's off. Ambrose again with another offensive rebound. And
she's been really good tonight, John. Despite that, I keep jinxing everybody. Despite that turnover, she's been really good.
Great ball movement. George finishes with the foul. I'm sure Dan's going to claim that cousin again after that finish.
I'm going to stop giving compliments. I think I jinxed Marco Walker over foul shot, and then I give Sarah Ambrose a compliment, turnover foul, but good to see Marnie George finish strong.
I have it at 35-28. I must be wrong here because the clock is telling me different, so apologies for that.
Well, you would be pretty confident that Ipswich are going to get their score right, so they've got it at 33. For everyone watching.
33-28 the score. Now it's 33-31. Shot out to Josh Pasco. He's up at the Sunshine Coast checking out his Logan Thunder. He would be down here, but he's participated in Tough Mudder. So good luck to you, Josh, tomorrow. Hopefully you make it through unscathed. Yeah. And thanks for the heads up on the score.
Well, absolutely good luck to that. I mean, talk about a tough event. Anyone who signs up and competes in Tough Mudders, a Tough Mudder. So good luck to him.
Foul inside. That's an offensive foul on the Ipswich Force. So Logan has an opportunity to tie the game or take the lead with the three-pointer with 3:07 to go here in the first half.
They're not matched up at the moment, but I'm just keeping my eye on Kate Gaze and Ash Eaton too. They're packed on Ipswich's offense. Kate's guarding Ash, and they're just getting a bit chippy. Both really competitive, very good players. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a foul come out of that matchup soon.
Farley had the open 3. She saw O'Sullivan going to the basket. It was a good look, but O'Sullivan was looking for the offensive rebound, not the pass. (33-31) the lead here for Ipswich. Good defense there by Burnbridge on Gaze. Durbridge, I'll get it right one of these days. Good move there to the bucket by Jaden Fuyava. Ties the game at 33. Nice, no hesitation there. Just cut straight to the baseline.
Well, Logan again, moving the ball and getting their feet in the paint. They just look so much better, don't they?
Wild play there by Durbridge. She loses the ball. It's a 3-on-2 here for Logan if they run it correctly. Pass inside, good ball movement, leads to a Matuga layup, and Logan takes the lead.
That's a really good timeout too, John, I think.
Yeah, Coach George takes the timeout. We'll keep it here as Logan's made a bit of a run to take the lead.
Well, it's kind of coincided with Marco Walker going out. Ipswich's offense has stagnated a little bit without that big post target inside. And that's really helped Logan. They've got out, they've got stops, they've been able to run. They get their feet in the paint. We saw for a couple of layups. That sucks the defense in. Then you see Kate Gaze draining threes as well. So they're looking really good, but hopefully Ipswich, with a couple of minutes here to finish the quarter, can come out and run their sets. I mean, Ash, I know Ash Eden a little bit, and she works incredibly hard on her game. Really dedicated players, played in a lot of different places in various leagues. So really accomplished, and I think she does a great job of getting her girls through sets, but I think with Marco Walker going out, she might have to look to score a little bit more here herself as well, just to keep this scoreboard ticking over.
Yeah, I was trying to get you some live stats. We're using the same live stats that everyone else is, so apologies, but I don't see anything, so we can't talk about the statistics on the game for you, unfortunately.
We can talk about scorers. We've got them up on the, like Kate Gaze with 16 so far. She's by far the leader. Ipswich has a really nice even spread, so we'll see how that continues on.
But yeah, Logan taking over here with about 2 minutes to go in the first half. Doing a better job in that half court, and they are getting a couple of transitions and buckets as well. We saw them just run that 3-on-2 fast break. Really good ball movement. You know, when you have those numbers, everyone thinks it's easy and you should score every time, and you probably should. But really well-run fast break offense there by Logan.
Definitely. And that's the sort of thing that most coaches do at practice, kind of 3-on-2, 2-on-1 drills, and it's a bit of a warm-up usually, and it's not always done at 100%, but you can just see how important those skills are to be able to finish those in a game like this.
Yeah, it's a tight battle here. Eaton driving baseline, finds Farley over to Mate. Three-point attempt is up, and that's good by Rachel Mate. So Ipswich takes the lead. Look inside for Luna Castro. She can't handle it. Ipswich has numbers. It's 4-on-2. Eaton kicks ahead. Mate finishes it strong. So great timeout there for Ipswich as they fire away 5 straight points out of the timeout.
Well, it was Ash on both possessions. Penetrates on one, kick out for open 3, and then obviously picking up a steal and leading the break there as well. So great to see her stepping up because she's a really quality player. I think she's a little bit too modest at times in her own game. Got to stay aggressive.
Luna Castro goes too long, and then Eaton loses the ball out of bounds. That's off of Logan. Not sure what happened there. Maybe another timeout on the floor. I think Coach Can going to take a timeout. Let's keep it here, Dan. Minute to go in the first half. Both teams going at it. It's a tight battle. This is what I think we can expect for the second half here. We always thought it was going to be a tight one. Neither team really has been able to stamp their authority on this match in the first half so far.
Well, we knew it was going to be two good teams. In the pregame, we spoke about the fact that both of these squads have started off really well, both 2-1, both showing some really positive signs, and I think anyone watching the broadcast can see why. Both got quality individual players, but both play really well together as at the same time. So I'm looking forward to more of the same in the second half as well.
And guys, don't forget, this game is presented to you by Live Sport Australia via Nothing But Net Media. We're showcasing Australian sport online. Make sure you visit the Live Sport Australia Facebook page. Give us a like. We've got Big V action. We've got the QBL action. And we're looking to hopefully add some more basketball competitions across all of Australia. We can't do it without your support, though, guys, so please make sure you visit our Facebook page and give us a like. And also Nothing But Net Media. We bring you the QBL Game of the Week each and every week via Live Sport Australia. So please make sure you visit the Nothing But Net Media Facebook page and give us a like as well. A minute to go here in the second quarter. 3 points the lead here for Ipswich. Let's see what Coach Ken drew up there in the timeout. I'm expecting some full court press, and we see Logan picking it up to start out of that timeout. Again, just kind of dropping back. Maybe drawing up offense. Farley gets her feet in the paint, picks up her dribble. 6 seconds now on the shot clock. Eaton's going to have to make something happen quick. 3 now. Off 2 screens, splits the D, loses it out of bounds. Not what Coach George was after.
And you can see what she's trying to do. I mean, I'm a little bit biased. I think she's a very good player. I just think at times you've got to recognize when you need to score too, and I hope that she stays a bit more aggressive, looking for her own shot, because so far done a great job setting everybody else up. Been really solid defensively, but I'd love to see her score the ball a little bit more as well.
Pass inside to Smith. She tries to split the D. There's contact. Let's see who they give that one to. It's either going to be Farley or Durbridge. You're going to give that one to Durbridge. That's the 5th team foul for Ipswich. So Cassie Smith going to go to the free throw line. On the season, Smith shoots just under 78% from the free throw line. First one is good. Second one, though, is off. Ipswich has it. There's about a 2.5 differential between the game and shot clock. Mate takes it to aggressively and finishes strong. So Logan will have the opportunity for the final shot of the quarter and the half.
Well, let's see if they go to the pick-the-picker action to get Kate Gaze another shot. That's what I would probably be looking at doing.
Donnelly, though, going to pull up for a long two. That's strong. Long rebound. Eaton has it with 3 seconds to go. She can get a shot off. She skips it across court to Farley. Eaton not picking up the clock there. She should have got it up. Instead, she went cross court. But nonetheless, Ipswich going to go into the half up 40-36. Dan, pretty good first half action here in women's QBL action.
High quality game. Looking forward to a really good second half. I think anyone watching can see it's going to be a great match.
And what are your keys there for the success of Ipswich in that first half?
Well, I think they've done a great job controlling the tempo of the game for the most part. We saw Logan come out really strong early and execute their stuff, but for most of that first half, I think Ipswich were the better team in terms of running sets and playing more structured basketball, which you don't always have to do, but I just think they've controlled the pace of the game, and that's probably why they're up by a couple of buckets. I think for Logan, they've got away from their stuff a little bit, settled for a lot of jump shots, which is their game, and if they're shooting well, it looks awesome, but when the shot's not going down, I think they need to try and slow the ball down, grind it out, make Ipswich play longer defensive possessions. So
we'll see if Ipswich can continue doing that. I had start of the second period. It's actually halftime. It's 40-36. The Ipswich Force over the Logan Thunder heading into the break. We'll take a timeout. We'll see if we can get our hands on some statistics for you. But guys, keep tuned. It's halftime here at Ipswich on QBL basketball, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Welcome back, everybody, to Cotton On Foundation Stadium. It's just about the start of the third quarter. The Ipswich Force up by 4 over the Logan Thunder, 40-36. John Guarna here with Dan George. Dan, what do you think needs to happen in the second half here for Logan to get back into this one and steal a win from Ipswich?
Well, I think Ipswich, it looks like, are going to, unfortunately for them, be down Markel Walker. She hasn't moved since she got helped off the court earlier in the game. So they're going to be a man short, which means they're going to be playing small ball. So I think that adds to their need to really grind out their offense and really execute their stuff, because I don't think they've got the depth to play an up-tempo game for another 20 minutes with this Logan squad. So for them, it's much more of the same, because I think they've actually done a really good job with that. I do think Ash Eden needs to look to score a little bit more, and she's absolutely more than capable of doing that, and I think that will really help them get over the line as she continues to play great D and get all her other teammates involved as well. From Logan's point of view, I think they need to start executing offense. There's been a lot of long jump shots, a lot of rush possessions, which has really helped Ipswich get into their transition game. So for me, Logan need to be more structured. Ipswich, we'll see, but more of the same from there, and I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, Gaze had 16 in that first half, but it seemed quite quiet. Nice set out of the half, though, for Donnelly hitting Jackie Luna Castro. Really nice opening set there.
Well, it was a very similar set, not quite the same, but very similar to what they ran for Kate Gaze in the first half 2 or 3 times. And she got an open shot, so everyone cheats to her, and the big slips for a layup. That was a really nice possession to start the quarter.
Yeah, Lauren O'Sullivan gets called for the offensive foul there, fighting for the rebound. So Ipswich, probably not the start they wanted for the second half. Logan with an opportunity to cut the lead, or to tie or take the lead, I should say. Good aggressive defense there by Williams. Man, I got to give the DJ a shout out again. I'm almost concentrating more on the music than the game, which I shouldn't be, because I'm calling it.
Well, the good thing is, John, everyone watching can see the game. So if you want to take a couple of minutes and just bounce a little bit to the beats, go ahead.
No one probably listens to me anyway, so it doesn't really matter whether I talk or not. But Ipswich hasn't hit a basket yet. Logan with an opportunity to tie or take the lead again.
And it's much better offense from Logan. Good D for Ipswich. I jinx everybody tonight, but much better offense. They're going deeper into the shot clock, and they just look a bit more executional.
Williams has her shot blocked off a nice steal. She's given them great minutes, Georgia Williams.
She's played really, really well tonight. I've been really impressed.
And you see Coach George starting her in the second half. Pass stolen, though. Maybe we jinxed it. Donnelly with the steal on Williams, and then lays it up and in. We're tied at 40. Here's where you need someone like Eaton or Farley to step up and get you a big bucket. Or Rachel May. She'll fire a 3. That's off. Farley comes up with it, though. Goes right at the defense and is blocked. Again, Farley. This time she capitalizes and finishes over Jackie Luna Castro.
Tough finish, too. They really needed that, but that was a great finish in traffic.
I see you know, not to take away anything here, and no intent, I don't think, but they've turned the lights on the court behind the other court here. That could be quite distracting. It wasn't there in the first half. Now it's here in the second half.
Yeah, and it's coincidental purely, John. I'm sure that's the direction Logan are now shooting.
A great steal there by Kate Gaze, and it doesn't seem to have affected Logan at all. You see the men getting warmed up.
Well, Josh Dirksen is stroking it on court too. Getting ready to play tonight, his second game in the league.
Smith's pass is stolen, but there's a lot of contact, and it looks like they're going to give that foul there to Georgia Williams. It's a tough matchup, Cassie Smith, for the young Georgia Williams.
Well, Cassie Smith's just so smart, and I don't think she's exceptional at anything, but she's very, very good at almost everything. Defense, Good passer, distributor, can score, rebound. That's a tough matchup.
Clock reset again, so apologies for that. Gaze pulls up, jumper is good, and the foul. So Kate Gaze now with her, where is she? 18th point, potential 19th.
We all know she can shoot the rock from deep, but man, she's looked good tonight when she goes to that mid-range game. I think oftentimes a lot of players either want to shoot a three or lay it up. There's not much in between, but she's a few times now just gone 1-2 dribbles, drawn some contact, and that little 8-10 foot jump shots just looks so nice.
And Logan takes the lead now. They're up 1 off that free throw. 3-point play opportunity converted there for Gaze. She's the top scorer tonight for both teams. She's got 19 already with 7 to go in the third quarter.
You can see Logan just switching almost everything, making it really hard for Ipswich to get open, and down to 5 on the shot clock here and just struggling to get a look.
O'Sullivan is fouled there by Sarah Ambrose. She's going to go to the line for a couple shots. That's a bailout there. Logan doing a really good job pressuring the ball. You know, the switch didn't lead to any less intensity from Logan on the defensive side of the ball.
Sarah Ambrose picks up her third foul. That could hurt Logan. She's been playing really, really well. I mean, young girls coming off the bench are great players, but I thought Sarah Ambrose defensively and on the offensive glass has been really good for them.
Yeah, Ambrose, and they were running a lot of their offense through her at the top of the key as well, so it'll be interesting to see if they do that with Matuga checked in for Ambrose.
The DJ keeps producing for you, Johnny.
It's just nonstop. It's hit after hit here in Ipswich. My kids would be loving this. They'd love the hoops action there as Donnelly's pass is finished by Cassie Smith and the foul. I always get a bit nervous when they drive baseline and leave their feet, but Donnelly made something out of nothing there.
She sure did, and good job for Cassie Smith recognizing that and getting herself in a position to make a catch too. But if she doesn't step in, Michaela Donnelly doesn't have too many other places to go.
Good pressure there by Gaze. Who's going to step up here for Ipswich? Their top scorers are struggling, and they're really struggling to score here. Williams fouled, though, by Donnelly. She didn't like the call. That's a tough foul call there, as Donnelly did a pretty good job keeping in front. She thought it was a little touch foul. Could have let it. I don't mind. The referee's been pretty consistent so far in their calls.
Well, I think each game we've seen so far, the officials have been really, really good, I feel, for the greater part of the season that we've seen.
I wonder if you'd feel the same way if you were playing. Oh, probably not.
Of course not. There's no way. They're biased.
You're not allowed to, are you?
No, well, every Wednesday night they're terrible. No, I'm joking. They do a great job. It's a thankless job oftentimes, but they do a really good job.
And back and forth we go. We're all tied again here at 46 all. Luna Castro shakes free on the baseline. Reverse layup is good by Jackie Luna Castro. Nice finish there.
We don't talk about her much, do we? It's Kate Gaze, Michaela Donnelly, Cassie Smith, and this parade of young Aussie representatives, but she's really solid for them.
Great take there by Mate. She can't finish it, though. Like the aggressive play there from Rachel Mate. Good pass inside from Smith. Matuga can't finish. She's struggling to finish at the rim tonight. Mate has it now. She puts it on the deck. Good pass out there to Durbridge, who can't finish the jump shot. Williams will step into a long two. That's strong. And Matuga comes down with it. Ipswich getting a few good looks there, just can't convert.
Well, that's all you can ask for, John. They're getting good shots. And if you miss, you miss. Doesn't matter. You just got to keep going to it and just trust that all the work you put in during the week will pay off and those shots will start going down.
Jackie Luna Castro got really good position there on O'Sullivan. O'Sullivan got called for the foul because she had the, if she had gone straight up, she probably wouldn't have got the call, but she's leaning over. That's a foul.
Just came down just a little bit at the end.
So Jackie Luna Castro going to go to the free throw line for 2 shots. I don't know what she shot tonight, but on the season, Luna Castro's shooting at an 83% clip from the free throw line. She hits the first. Ipswich starting to build a little lead here. It's a 3-point lead at the moment. Can't hit the second, though. Farley looking to get on track here. She hits the nice layup attempt. So Farley on the night, the leading scorer for the Force. She's got 11 points. Rachel Mates got 9. Lauren O'Sullivan with 8. Gay's pull-up jumper, that's good. Geez, Gay's can get hot here. Ipswich is in trouble.
I think anytime Kate Gaze gets hot, it's bad news for the opposition. And I mean, she's looked good right from the first possession.
Farley, miscommunication there with Georgia Williams, turns it over. Good defense there. I want to give credit to Michaela Donnelly. How about Donnelly just fighting right over the top of that screen, not letting Farley beat her to the spot. That's great defense there by Donnelly.
Yeah, it sure is.
Logan stepping up the defensive intensity here in the second half. Donnelly with a nice crossover and finishes with the right hand. Defense leads to offense, and that's going to lead to a timeout there by Coach George of the Ipswich Force. So we're going to take one as well. With 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, Logan has opened up a 5-point lead, 53-48. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Be back with you shortly here on QBL Basketball, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you here at Cotton On Foundation Stadium. 53-48 the lead for Logan over Ipswich. 4:06 to go in the third quarter. Good time out there by the Ipswich Force. What is Coach George telling his troops?
Well, I don't know exactly what he's saying, but there was a much-needed timeout. They've really struggled the last minute or two, but I just think they're struggling to know where their points are coming from. If you look out on the floor at the moment, they need buckets. They've slowed down offensively a lot. Who's going to step up and be the scorer? So hopefully he was drawing up some sets, letting his girls know what he wants to see offensively and see if we can execute and get some good looks here.
Yeah, great intensity there. Amelia Goodchild gets her hands on it. There's 8 seconds to go on the clock. Mate's pass is off, and it's stolen. So definitely not what Ipswich wanted coming out of the timeout. Luna Castro on the baseline picks up her dribble. 14 seconds to go. You see, though, look at Logan. They've already in their secondary option, which is Gaze on this one. Offensive rebound kills Ipswich.
Well, Logan were the one in the first half that we said they need to start running some offense, but it's been a tale of two halves, hasn't it? They've looked a lot more executed. As we see another miss, but the shot from the right girl anyway, if you're Logan. But they've looked a lot better offensively and executed really, really well compared to Ipswich, who've kind of fallen out of structure.
And what do you think Logan's done defensively here in the second half? Because they've definitely amped up the intensity. They just pressuring the ball nonstop. And you see, again, Ipswich hasn't even gotten into a 5 on the shot clock. Farley, though, bailed out there by Goodchild. She's fouled. She's going to go to line for 2.
Logan can't believe the foul call. Sometimes, John, it's as simple as playing harder. I know that's a lazy answer sometimes, but I just think Logan have picked up their intensity, just like you said, and they're getting up and in. They're in the passing lanes. They're switching, but it's not a lazy switch. They're switching aggressively, and it's just really disrupted Ipswich. I don't think there's anything too technical to it. I just think that they've had to step their game up and bring a bit more energy that they were lacking to start this match.
So Farley at the free throw line. You can see Coach Gann really getting into his troops. I love watching a coach when they're almost playing the game, you know? On the sidelines, I love when they get into it like that.
Well, you can't fault his passion, and I think if you're a player, you'd like to see your coach up and about and enthusiastic as well. But it depends on the kind of personality. We see Coach George Ipswich is very much the opposite, laid back, doesn't get up much. Whereas Kate Gaze, again, gets her feet in the paint and having a hard time being contained in there.
I was talking to USC RIP head coach Michael Van Dongen before the game about their game versus Logan last week, and he said that's what Kate does. Kate Gaze does. She knows how to use her body to get in the paint and pick up foul calls. You saw there, that was all Gaze. She got her shoulder in front, and then she almost leaned into the contact, and she's still able to finish. She wasn't able to finish on that one, but quite often she does.
Well, I've said a few times, men or women in the QBL, she's one of my favorite players to watch. I just love her game. Goes inside, goes outside, high IQ. So in a tight game like this, oftentimes it's just the team with the best player wins, and that might be what we're seeing at the moment.
Yeah, Gaze hits them both, so it's a 5-point lead for Logan. How about the defense there from Goodchild on Eaton? Eaton doing a good job, though, protecting the ball. But Ipswich has to get into that offense. Still 10 seconds to go now. Now down to 7 on the shot clock. Farley with 2 on the shot clock, fires a 3, it's off, and Matugu comes down with it. Now Logan has numbers here. Great cross-court pass to Gaze for 3, that's good. Logan starting to pull away here in the third, they're up 8.
Just beautiful transition basketball too. Great find from Michaela Donnelly. Kate Gaze shot the ball, but could have been a turnover there. But Michaela Donnelly done a great job of finding her shooters in trans.
Getting the hands on the ball there. Good look inside. Number 10, Cassie Poulain finishes 58-52. Donnelly is going to step into a 3. That's off. The announcer in the in-house is saying it's Iris Cubit. I have number 10 as Cassie Poulain. All right, sorry, it is Chris Sieber confirming it is Iris Cubit, so thank you for that, Chris. Just going off the information we're provided, Dan.
But just reading the program that Ipswich printed.
Yep, 58-52. O'Sullivan turnaround jumper is good. That's a nice bucket. If they could get a contribution from O'Sullivan, that adds another dimension for them that they're lacking without Walker in there.
Well, I was about to say that. Without the big girl, they really need O'Sullivan to step it up.
Gaze coming off the screen. She'll pull up. That's off. Fighting for the rebound. Matuga comes up with it. Blocked there by Cubit. Ball goes out of bounds. About 42 seconds to go on the clock. Long inbound goes out to Donnelly. There's 9 on the shot clock. Donnelly chooses not to use the screen, keeps her dribble alive. Looking inside for Matugu, goes through the double team, misses, gets her own rebound. Put back is good.
That's a great effort from Ula Matugu. I mean, Michaela Donnelly, nice move, but just to catch the pass I thought was good. And then to get up on the glass, go get your own offensive board. Fantastic effort from a young player.
18 seconds on the game clock. There's 17 on the shot clock. So Ipswich most likely going to let it run down here and try and get a last second shot.
Well, I think they should. You don't want to go down into the break any more than 6 points. So you don't want to give Logan any looks here, but well, that's not a great foul from Logan. They had 1 to give, but still leaving Ipswich with 13 seconds, plenty of time.
And now Ipswich will have the final shot as the clock resets to 14. So no shot clock here and 13 to go in the quarter. Eaton has it now, goes off the double screen, gets into the paint, kicks it out past Stolen, though, there by Donnelly. 3 seconds to go. Donnelly over to Gaze, who fires and is blocked there by Kate Head as the game clock expires. So good defense there by Head. But Logan ends the third quarter up 6, 60-54. Dan, quick thoughts there on the third period.
I just think that Ipswich are struggling to know who their points are going to come from, and we saw Kate Gaze get in the paint and obviously hit a couple of threes too. That last possession, I'd love to know what Ash's family think, because they're a great basketballing family. I'd love to see her pull up and shoot that as well. I just think Ipswich don't know who their points are going to come through in the second half, and someone's going to step up, and I'm not sure who it's going to be at the moment, but Logan defensively really picked up the pace and they're looking the better team at the moment.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the final quarter action here on QBL Basketball, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.
Once again, big round of applause for our jazzy gymnasts. Okay, Ipswich. We're down. We need to get up. Once again, I say Ipswich. You say Force. Ipswich. 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 Keep it going, Ipswich. 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 Come on, crowd. Let's get into it. Let's help our team get to the finish line.
Back with you here at Cotton On Foundation Stadium. It's just about the start of the fourth quarter here in QBL action. It's the Logan Thunder up 60-54 over the Ipswich Force. Dan, 6 points, fourth quarter action. It's going to be a great finish.
We said in the pregame, two quality teams who've started the season really well, and we couldn't have asked for much more. Logan up 6 on the road, Ipswich running downhill at home. Going to be a great 10 minutes of basketball.
My trigger finger here has been a bit off tonight, not only on the clock, but the scoreboard as well. Apologies for everyone watching. I promise you that that's all good. 60-54 the lead here, and we're just about to start the fourth quarter. Done a great job on Farley, keeping her quiet tonight. Durbridge gets into the paint, flips it up and in. Nice aggressive play there.
She squared up to shoot the jump shot, turned it down and got to the hoop. I think that's a great look for Ipswich. The more action to the rim they can get, the better.
Gaze over to Donnelly now. Defensive intensity picking up here for Ipswich as Cassie Smith is fouled on her way up. Amy Durbridge going to get called for that one. Nice aggressive play there by Smith. She got great position in the paint.
Yeah, really smart player and nice offense from Logan. Got it through sets of hands, good ball reversal.
So Smith going to go to the free throw line for a couple of shots here. We're at Cotton On Foundation in Ipswich, the home of the Ipswich Force. Don't forget, guys, after this broadcast, we will be bringing you the men's matchup between the Ipswich Force and the Logan Thunder. Two teams on the complete opposite ends of the ladder heading into round 4. Ipswich undefeated so far heading into this game tonight, while Logan's looking for their first win of the season. Smith hits them both. So it's a 6-point lead again for Logan. Just about 9:30 to go. Good ball movement here. Eaton puts it on the deck. Bit hesitant on the offensive end. Farley isn't, but she misses. Luna Castro going to work. Good pass. It's tipped out of bounds. They're going to say it was on the floor. They're going to give Farley the foul as she held up Cassie Smith. It was a good look along the baseline.
It was a great look, and the better look was Cassie Smith goes down and 4 Logan players run over to try and help her up. Obviously a really tight-knit group, which is awesome to see at any time.
Let's see what Logan can run on their baseline out of bounds. Gaze has it with 12. Now Luna Castro, short jumper is strong. Fighting for the rebound. Luna Castro comes down with it, and her layup is good. 8 points the lead now for Logan. Ash Eaton picks up her dribble, looking for the screen. Good defense there by Gaze. Eaton has to bring it back out. She works it around to Farley now with 6 on the shot clock. Someone's going to have to shoot. There's 3, 2. Durbridge flips one up. It's a wild one, out of control there for Ipswich. That was not good, and Logan is now running. Donnelly dumps it off. Ambrose baseline jumper, too strong. She gets her own rebound, though.
She had a lap if she had just stepped in. Loves a mid-range jump shot, apparently.
Now Smith over to Gaze. 5 on the shot clock for Gaze. She's going to pull up. It's short. And Gaze going to get called for the foul there, blocking foul on Farley.
Fouls on Logan, number 11.
You don't mind that one there from Gaze. It's a cheap one, but a good one, as Ipswich was kind of off and running there.
No doubt about it. I think it's a good foul. And just on that last possession too, as good as Kate Gates has been offensively, and she has 26 to easily lead all scorers, defensively she's been great tonight.
Doing a great job. Yeah, doing a great job on Farley. And like you said, just communicating well on defense. They're switching everything, so you can't play good defense, especially when you're switching everything, if you're not talking and communicating. And
No doubt.
You could hear it. And, you know, again, I've given Coach Ken a bit of credit throughout the season, but I'll credit him as well because he's doing a lot of the communicating from the sideline for his team. Got to give a shout out to Big Joe and Coach Joey Wright down in South Australia. Coach Wright, we hope you recover well from your hip replacement. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for your support, guys. I'm sure you'll be tuning in to the men's game as well. Hope you recover well, though, Coach. And Big Joe, it was great to see you. Hope to see you in Brisbane again soon.
And Big Joe looking great, too.
Definitely looking great.
He's just Joe now.
That's it. We got to remove the Joe. I think he'll always be big in everyone's mind, but definitely not in looks.
I never knew that Joey was having a hip replacement. Like, just very quickly, John, I know we're commentating the women's match here, but I remember training with the Bullets. This is years ago, 2006 or so. And, like, we'd wrap up training and Joey Wright would be out at whatever age he was then. And he'd come and hoop with me at 21 and Michael Shaw and Steve Broom and these guys. And he's out balling with us after training for an hour. Just loves basketball. So, I mean, fantastic career with the Geelong Supercats and obviously at Texas in the States. So hopefully good recovery to him. And obviously awesome that he's listening in and watching some women's basketball as well.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what the Adelaide 36ers have coming up. And how about the Adelaide women's team? They're just signing up players left and right. So it's going to be another great NBL season for the 36ers.
You'll have to educate me on who they're signing, John. Who are you talking about?
I'm following them all on Facebook. We see announcements left and right. You know, I saw the NBL. We saw the Sydney Kings announce the addition of Perry Ellis, who came from the NBA D-League. And we've seen the Adelaide 36ers have a bit of success going over there and bringing over players like Terrence Ferguson, who's going to go in the first round of the NBA draft.
He will, yeah.
So be interesting to see who Coach Wright finds in the D-League. We know he spends his summers over in Vegas looking for talent.
And recruiting. And I think Perry Ellis, just a fantastic college player at Kansas. It's interesting some of those guys who are not very athletic suit the college game and struggle in the pros. So it'll be great to see how he comes back to the NBL.
Logan's just getting their hands on everything on the defensive end. Ipswich, though, recovers and scores a bucket there, but Logan's defensive intensity hasn't dropped off from the tip of the second half. Great catch and shoot there by Goodchild off a nice pass there by Luna Castro. And Matuga just gets a bit caught up there, trying to get that full court pressure going. There's a lot of QBL talent. I've seen quite a few of the QBL men's players walk past. See Rob Sullivan here from the Southwest Metro Pirates checking in. Saw a couple of, I'm sure I saw Chris Cedar here as well from Mackay. Brad Williamson down here from the Phoenix. So a lot of QBL talent here checking out the QBL action. The only game this week because the Basketball Queensland Awards are on tomorrow night. We got a great game here, though. It's a 7-point lead for Logan as we see Luna Castro hit another one, increasing the lead to 9. .6:20 to go in the game. Every time Ipswich chips away, Logan has a response. 10 seconds to go now on the shot clock for Ippy. And the pass inside, just a bit outside.
The Major League reference, I love it. One of the great movie trilogies or series of all time. I think while we were talking about the NBL and Joey Wright, and I think we might have missed, there might have been a technical. Kate Gage on the bench with 4 fouls, so there's plenty of time left in the game. 6 minutes. Logan's best scorer with 26. No one else, no one else is in double figures. Excuse me, that's incorrect.
We got Luna Castro with 17.
Luna Castro's got 17, but still, they've got the leading scorer on the bench. Ipswich have plenty of time at home. The crowd's building in readiness for the men's. I mean, this is where their women need to really dig in and make a run here.
Yeah, the crowd's definitely getting into this game as it's been quite tight throughout. 68-59 the lead here at Cotton On Foundation Stadium in Ipswich. Don't forget to tune in next. We will have the men's game between the Ipswich Force and the Logan Thunder. It'll be another stream, so make sure you get to the Best Ball Queensland YouTube channel to tune in live. Bit of sweat on the floor down at the Ipswich defensive end here, which is the holdup. We're underway again. Matuga gets on the block. Good look inside for Donnelly. That's an underappreciated part of Matuga's game. That was a great no-look pass.
Fantastic pass. And Ipswich begging for a timeout there. They missed it, but down 11. It's dangerous time. Dangerous time for Ipswich. This could easily get out ugly because they are struggling to score the ball.
Not sure what they're going with here. It looked like the shot clock reset itself. It's going to be a timeout on the floor for Ipswich, so we'll take one as well. Just under 6 minutes to go in the game. It's an 11-point lead for Logan. We'll take a break here with the timeout on the floor. You're watching QBL basketball presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia. Back with you at Cotton On Foundation Stadium here in Ipswich. It's the women's QBL matchup between the Logan Thunder and the Ipswich Force. John Guarna and Dan George here for you on the call. Just about 6 minutes to go in the game, Dan, and Logan is starting to pull away.
Well, they're just showing their class, aren't they? And I think ever since the second half started, they look like the better team. Defensively, their energy's been awesome, and offensively, they're just doing a bit better job executing, which is what we were saying about Ipswich in the first quarter. So we'll see what the last 5 minutes bring here. But Ipswich are just struggling to find scoring options at the moment.
Cubitt has it now with 12 on the shot clock. Durbridge has it. She loses the ball, though. Turnover out of a timeout. That's a killer. Good pass up ahead for Goodchild with the left hand. She finishes strong. Mila Goodchild showing why she represents Australia on an international level.
I think anytime you see a player, John, with 2 knee pads on, you know she's going to play hard. Expects to spend some time on the floor chasing loose balls. She's a really good talent.
Nice bucket there by Amy Durbridge. And just a bit of a timeout there, I think. Foul call.
Cassie Smith had to tie a shoelace. I think that's all we were waiting for.
All right. Nice creativity there, though, by Rachel May driving the baseline. She looked like she got herself in trouble, but good finish there by Durbridge. 72-61 the lead. Beastie Boys, these guys just sealed the deal. Best DJ in the QBL. By far. Turnover, but another turnover as Cassie Smith steals it. Nice hesitation dribble. She can't finish, though. Williams steaming up the other way. Leaves her feet. Donnelly takes the charge. Good job there by Michaela Donnelly. She saw that one coming from a mile away. A kilometer, I should say. Sorry, there's the American in me.
Yeah, I think we knew what you meant. And that was never going to be anything but a charge, unfortunately. And it's a real shame. That's her 5th foul, and I think she's been a really good player for Ipswich tonight.
Yeah, Georgia Williams has done a great job. She finishes with the 5th foul. She finished with 8 points, a couple turnovers. She gave them that real spark in that first half. Again, a bit of sweat on the floor. 4:45 to go here in the game. 72-61 the lead here for the Logan Thunder. See Kate Gaze on the bench. She's got 26 points and 4 personal fouls. I think you said she did pick up a technical also, hey?
I think she might have. We might have missed it while we were chatting about the men's hoops and going down memory lane with some of our stories, but she's back on the floor now, and I think you're smart enough if you're Kate Gaze to get your 30 points before you pick up your 5th foul.
There's Gaze with it with 15 on the shot clock. Matuga has it on the baseline, dribbles to the elbow. Great look inside to Cassie Smith. How did Smith get so wide open underneath the hoop?
We could talk about Matuga's great passing and Logan's offense, but that's just bad defense.
And then Matuga blocks the shot of Made on the other end.
And John, the unconcerning part is that there's 4 minutes left. That's a lot of time in basketball. Like a lot of time. And we're at home if you're Ipswich, but their body language is just shut down. I think they've given up. It's a 15-point lead, and I think they're done.
Well, Logan definitely pulling away here. We're under 4 now, and they're up 15. That's a nice-looking pull-up jumper there by Luna Castro on the other end. And then just not a lot of movement for Ipswich. And they're settling for jump shots. One screen shot, bit of contact. Donnelly looks like she's shaking up behind the play. She hops up, but Smith on the other end fires a 3. It's off. And again, Donnelly steps in to take a charge. Not sure if they're going to give her that one. She was there, but how about that? Shakes off the contact and steps into the next one. And you got to love that as a coach.
What a sequence. It's almost like a cartoon. You took a charge, then a possession or two later you go down hurt, you're staggering around, head bleeding, and you fall over and take another charge. It's comedic, but unfortunately it was called a block.
And Coach Can takes a timeout, so we'll take one as well. 3:31 to go in the game. Ipswich up 15. You're watching QBL basketball here, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media and Live Sport Australia.
What a great looking race from the Jazzy Gymnasts.
Back with you at Cotton On Foundation Stadium here. 3:31 to go in the game. Logan up 15. Good time out there by Coach Can. Bit of, I think he really took it for Donnelly after she got a little shaken up after taking 2 charges in a row, or trying to take 2 charges in a row at least.
Well, it might have just been a timeout to get her out of the game because she's on the end of the bench laughing at the last few minutes, I think. But anyway, it's a 13-point game. That's not looking great for Ipswich. Logan have been well in control, but there's still time for them to make a run. So hopefully Ipswich use that timeout as well. But defensively, the energy hasn't picked up much, so I'm not sure where their mindset's at the moment.
Gaze with a nice pull-up, stop and pop jumper there. You give her the space, she's going to hurt you. Eaton back on the court for Ipswich. Keeping the dribble alive, but there's 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. She's looking for a screen from George. She gets it, crossing over, picks up her dribble. Now Kubit's got to fire a deep one. That's good. 13-point the lead now here for Logan. Ambrose looking to work the clock. That's a veteran play there, bringing it back out. Good look to Ambrose from Luna Castro, and Ambrose finishes.
She's been really good tonight, Johnny. I think defensively, hasn't scored a lot, but defensively, offensively, she's been really composed. I've been impressed with her game.
Taking the shots that are given to her, not forcing anything. And her and Luna Castro have hooked up a couple of times tonight really well. Catch and shoot by O'Sullivan. She finishes it. Sorry, added this wrong score yet again. I'm off my game here a bit on the scoreboard tonight, Dan.
You're wearing many hats tonight, John.
Gaze fires from 3. That rattles home. I think that one seals the deal here, Dan. We're under 2. It's a 16-point lead for Logan.
I think a couple of weeks ago when we called the Toowoomba game, we saw her coming off a bad opening night in terms of shooting percentage, and she started that game cold as well. And we have said, just keep shooting and get yourself in a rhythm. And isn't it awesome to see her in full flight, knocking down shots tonight? Just looks so impressive when she's playing like this.
Playing with confidence, shooting the ball well, doing it on the defensive end as well. I was talking to a couple of guys last week when we were at the QBL game in Toowoomba, and they said, you know, at the end of the day, if we don't have things going for us on the offensive end, we have to hang ourselves on the defensive end. And even if we don't have it going offensively, if we can get a few stops and we're into it defensively, it carries over to the offensive end. Is that what you felt when you were out on the court?
Well, I think you have to find ways to contribute, and if it's not going offensively, you've got to find other ways to help. You've got to set a great pick for a teammate. You've got to hit the boards, rebound the basketball, play great defense. I think it just goes hand in hand, and if you can produce offensively, it's a bonus, but you can't hang your hat on that, but it's not always going to be there.
Yeah, and I think if you're engaged defensively, and Gaze did a great job defensively. She's the top scorer in the game with 31, but gee, she had the assignment on Farley tonight, and Farley has been absolutely quiet. Player of the week, she dropped 30, I think, in round 2 on Gold Coast. So, you know, she's talented, and Gaze just completely shut her out tonight. But it was a team effort also from Logan, not just Kate Gaze. I think defensively is where Logan really ran away with it here in the second half.
Well, there's no question, Johnny. I'd love to see the stats. I know we don't have them. The live stats are down at Ipswich tonight, but I think if we looked quarter time score, Ipswich would have had, I don't know, 20 odd points, something like that, and at half time about the same in the second quarter, and they've really struggled to score this whole second half, and that's partly their fault, but it's largely Logan's defense.
Yeah, just that level of intensity on the defensive end from Logan. If they, you know, get back to it, we've talked about Logan before. With obviously they have finals aspirations. They can bring the defensive intensity for 40 minutes. They're going to give a lot of those top teams some trouble.
Well, there's no doubt about it. They can hold teams to that 70, 75 point mark. They've got enough offense, they've shown, to score the ball.
Tipped out of bounds there. Ambrose missing the three-point shot.
I think even their bigs, Ambrose, Luna Castro, they're athletic too. So we saw them earlier switching everything. They look really good, disruptive. They're not one of these teams that have big players that can't switch out and guard on the perimeter. So a lot of good signs for Logan.
And Ipswich, after starting out 2-0 in the season, they're going to, 3-0. They lost last week to Rockhampton. Going to pick up another loss tonight. What does Ipswich have to do to regroup? Because they looked really good in the first half. They were running their offense. They were really engaged defensively. But I don't think they were able to match Logan defensively, or intensively. Hedge jumper is a shot clock violation. Just to really look completely out of it, Ipswich, here in the second half. What do they need to do to regroup, Dan, and head into next week, round 5?
That's a tough question, Johnny, because I think the answer is there's a whole lot they need to work on. But I think very simplistically at a high level, it starts with their ability to execute, because I feel like their inability to get through sets and get good shots has fed into their bad defense. As we see, you'll have to give me her name, Goodchild, I believe, showing her talent again. But when Ipswich have struggled to score, they've gone back the other end and played defense with low energy.
They're going to count that last bucket there from Rachel Mate, which is going to make the final score 88-70 final. But let's finish your thoughts there, please, Dan.
Oh, no, I was just saying I think Ipswich started off offensively really structured, playing well, and that led to some good defense. And I think when they struggled to get buckets and get good looks in the second half, they kind of fed to their defense and they came back with low energy. Logan started to pick them apart. So if I was Ipswich, I'd go back and say, we are going to run sets and execute, because we don't have the talent to go one out and put up 80 points a game. If we don't execute, we're not going to score. So that's where they need to start. But then defensively, again, they've got to go back to the drawing board and start with individual defense, learn to contain their man. And I think Logan moved the ball really well and showed what a class outfit's going to play like, and Ipswich just failed to adjust.
Yeah, Logan with a really great win tonight. They struggled in the first half. They made the corrections at the half, and they come away with an 18-point win, 88-70 over the Ipswich Force. Guys, we're going to wrap things up, but make sure you check in with us. Coming up shortly, we'll have the men's game between the Logan Thunder and the Ipswich Force. I got to thank Chris Sieber on the camera. I got to thank my broadcast partner, Dan George, and also got to thank James Bowman down in Sydney for the awesome work on the graphics. Guys, thanks for tuning in. We'll come back with you shortly here with men's action in the QBL, presented to you by Nothing But Net Media. and Live Sport Australia.